what? I'm here. It's Tuesday, 2 weeks in a row. Does the first week count as 1 week in a row, or is this really only 1 week in a row? I never knew how that worked. Anyway, it's Tuesday. It's Truth Be Told Tuesday. Hashtag. Yeah, whatever. I'm not anything. Anyway, look. I'm here with all my friends. Meaning you. Yes, scheduling conflicts, bacteria, bugs, and viruses, just, I don't know, didn't happen to get any of my sidekicks in here with me for the Truth Be Told question. So, it's okay, you're stuck with me, which means it's probably a pretty boring question because they didn't even help me out with that part. So, anyway, first of all, thank you to everybody that watched the video last week and commented, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. You know, I greatly love and appreciate anything, any interaction. Lots of comments. If you need a refresher or if you didn't know, I am committed to doing a video for sure on time every week. Now, I usually post at least one video a week, but it's never on time. It's usually something that I filmed a while ago or something that's old news, but it's still just a lot of fun. So I post them. So this is going to be on time. Current. So I decided to come up with my version of a question of the week. I forget the other one. Tell the Truth Thursday, I think, is someone on Snapchat does it. Anyway, we're doing Truth Be Told Tuesday, which is when I'm going to ask a question and tell you what my answer is, and then I'm asking all of you who are watching this to respond. You can put it in a comment here. I'll also cross-post this on probably Instagram and Facebook. I forgot to put it in my Facebook page last week. Sorry. Twitter, wherever I remember to, and see what kind of answers I can get. So last week's question was, what was your 2017 resolution and how did it go for you? So last week Kim was here with me and I had said that I do my one word, which I'm doing it again for 2018, so start thinking about what you want your one word to be and if you want to help encourage each other, but that's a separate video because I need to get Kim and Eddie to film with me. So I focus on like one thing, and basically I'm always just trying to improve myself, better attitude, make a positive change in my life and in the world. So somehow ties into there. And Kim is so funny because she's like, she remembered she made a resolution but didn't remember what it was, which kind of told you how it went. And it turns out that most of our friends out here do not make New Year's resolutions. You are in the majority. I'm just going to be like scrolling through some comments here while I'm babbling from all of our friends. I've left out your name, but you can see people try. Some people actually do set resolutions and keep to them. We had some people, you know, trying to be healthier, lose weight, spend less, some common type resolutions that are very difficult to achieve, and then there are lots that just say no, can't handle the hype. It's like you set yourself up for failure, and I totally can see and agree with how that works, because I think we're too hard on ourselves and we probably set goals that are maybe unrealistic, or the moment life happens and we can't meet that goal for that moment, we give up. At least that's how I am. So when I make my goals, we'll just call them goals. I don't like resolutions. I don't like that word either. For the year, I try to always remind myself, hey, guess what? It's not a 1 day thing. It's not a 1 week. It's not a 1 month thing. You got 365 days to try and do this. And if I do it one of those days, I take pride in that and celebrate. So if you do set goals for yourself and you know you don't even get them started till July, it's okay. You know, don't just give up. Because I don't know if I said it, I think I said it in a comment to somebody, you know, that those of us, you know, life is kind of a job. It's a lot of work. I think everyone will agree with that. Okay, most of us, if we have a job that we go to all too often, we get annual performance reviews, and as typically in those annual performance reviews, we're supposed to set goals for the upcoming year, and then at that review we look back and see if we achieve them or not. It's not always a big deal if you don't, but it's always good to have goals. So maybe let's try and flip our brains about how how we look at resolutions, and just think of it as, you know, setting goals for this job that we all have called life. And, you know, I don't know, I know there's some of you that are absolutely perfect, because I know they're there. There are those perfect people. I'm not one of them. There are so many things that I could do to improve, to become a better person. And so look at it as goals and give yourself the whole year. Last year, I didn't start my healthy changes until March, so don't get stressed out about January. So that was last week's question. So this week, because it's me here, and honestly, I just was trying to think of an easy question that wouldn't be a big head scratcher, and I think most of us should have an answer. So my Truth Be Told Tuesday question for the week of January 9th, today's January 9th, 2018, is, what was your first paying job? Now, a lot of us probably were babysitters. I know I started babysitting, can you believe it, at the age of 10. Yes, at the age of 10. The kids I babysat were seriously 1 or 2 years younger than me, but they were neighbors, and my mom lived a mile away. So I started very young, and I absolutely loved it. So I think that's kind of a standard for many of us, or maybe you helped work at a relative's business, farm, anything, you know, most of us worked for an allowance at some point. So if that was it, you can certainly share it. But what I'd really like to know is, what was the first job where you had to actually apply and interview for? And yeah, tell me about that. My very first job, other than babysitting, was working at the local college where I ended up going to school and graduating from. My dad worked there, and he worked in the systems department. He was the heating, air conditioning, but it's kind of all those departments that are behind the scenes that keep a university running. So both my brothers and I, it was kind of a shoe-in. If you had a parent that worked in one of those, they always hired summer help, student help. And I was hired into the custodial department. Yes, I was. And I specifically worked in, they had groups that could work in the dorms. I did not work there. One of my friends, who I later became very good friends with, she worked in the dorms for a while. I worked in the married housing section. So the university had apartments available for married couples that were students. And then when they would move out, my crew, and I was paired up with this very interesting person. His name was Larry. He was very interesting, and I think I was the only person that could handle him. He had a bit of a reputation. Anyway, he and I would get dropped off in an apartment in the morning, and by the end of the day, we'd have to have it scrubbed from top to bottom. I always got stuck cleaning the kitchens because he hated the kitchens. Of course, he did the bathrooms, which is fine because I really do not enjoy cleaning a bathroom to this day, truth. And I am, you know, if you are moving out of an apartment or a rental place and you need to clean it to make sure you get your deposit, I'm that friend you want to invite over, because I know all the tricks. You know, you got to take off your light switches. I know how to rip apart a stove and a refrigerator and clean every nook and cranny. So maybe it's because I did that job for 3 summers. Every day I cleaned a stove, a fridge, a kitchen every day for every summer for 3 years of my life, that I so detest cleaning now. I don't know. So that was my first real job where I actually had decent pay. And then I started working at a, when I started college, I got interviewed and hired at a service station where I ended up working off and on in every possible department except actually being a mechanic for 10 years. And there you go. I'm kind of one of those loyal people. Once I get in with someone, I, you know, if I like what I do, I stay a long time. They can't push me out. But anyway, those were my, I guess, first real jobs. It took me, what did it take me? It was the joke, you know, after I got my degree, it took me a full year before I got what most people consider a real job. So whatever, any job you're getting paid for pretty much works as a job for me. So please tell me in the comments below, what was your very first real job? I'm excited to hear about it. And Kim, Eddie, since you're not here with me, I expect you to comment so everybody can know, and then I can share it with them next week and start thinking of new questions. Oh, and I had told you guys, if there were specific questions you wanted to like throw out there, let me know. I got to start a list. I got to come up with 50 more questions for this year. So please, I seriously, I do. I started a spreadsheet. I have all the dates down. I'm like putting in my questions. And right now I have week 1 and week 2 filled in. None of the rest. So I need your help. Anyway, thanks for stopping, my dear friends. And in case nobody told you today, and in case you ever doubted it, especially when this New Year's is here and we're all like doubting ourselves and looking back at our year behind and thinking maybe we sucked at it. Sorry for the language, but I think we can all relate to that. And we're thinking, well, how is this year going to be any better? Just know you are doing the best you can with what you have, and you matter, and your challenges do not define you. You define you. So try not to get hung up on all the details. Just know that you're doing the best you can, and that's really all we can do. So, and you make a difference in my life. So that's like a huge bonus for me, and you matter. Okay, friends, see you next week. I can't wait to see your, why did my itching my face? I just better go. I'm like hot mess. Maybe it's Hot Mess Tuesday. I don't know. Later, friends.